Alright everybody, and welcome to another installment of Age of Empires, The Age of Conquerors, brought to you by AOC Realm. And today we have the exact same, another game exactly like the one I just brought you against The Problem, against Iroxor. And today Iroxor is going to be rocking the Goths against, hold on one second, let me get everything ready for you. Goths against the Britons, and from what we can expect to see, we're going to probably see Iroxor starting with a heavy rush and starting creating those Eagle Warriors, trying to rush out the Britons. And from what I would possibly, the best strategy to probably defend that is he's going to try to put some well-placed plans to try to blockade his base, so the Eagle Warriors are only able to get so much into his base. And as you can see, he's already started somewhat of a, I think they would call it a clump, where he's starting to put his plans all around his base and just slightly build on them. If you put down a building plan and it has at least one HP, I guess is what you would call it, then the building is unable to be walked through by enemies, such as, so if the enemy comes down, they're going to have to walk all the way around to be able to get anywhere in here to try to attack those villagers. So the best idea for him would be to lay a plan right here, and so those units aren't able to just walk on in there and attack his villager just like they're doing right now. So that's one villager down for the Problem, and it seems Iroxor is going to be trying to go after those villagers for everything that it's worth in the first couple of seconds, first couple of minutes. And the Problem just has a few villagers just standing around, just being slaughtered right now. He really needs to do something with them. If he could just lay a nice castle plan or siege workshop, something like that, he would really close in his base, so Iroxor is not able to get in there so easily. And as I was just saying, he just started doing that, so it's really going to start helping him out. And for anybody who knows, you want to put those all that siege right in the middle so they're able to attack from behind the buildings. The best strategy you could possibly have for something like this. He's playing this really well. It's one of the only things you can really do in such this. And as you can see, he's going to put those champions right in the way, so not too many of those Goths are able to walk in there. And as you can see, the Goths are now attacking the castle, and as this castle is going to be put up, it's probably already going to be on fire. So he's already going to have to start. Repairing his castle as it already is up. This castle is on fire. As you see, he's probably thinking that, oh, the Problem doesn't have too much of a chance. It seems like he's already being rushed. He's not going to be able to do much against this. But the great thing is, the Britons are a very cheap civilization. So he's going to be, if he can just hold off to this attack a little bit, he's probably going to be able to push him back here in a little bit. Because most likely, Iroxor is going to use up all his resources in this first push. And if he doesn't start ecoing really hard here at the very beginning, he's going to have a tough time on the second push and defending the counterattack from the Problem. And as you can see, he's already started on that gold, and the Problem's not really going to need to start ecoing that gold or wood or anything too quickly because of how cheap the Britons really are. And that's one great thing about the Goths. You're able to create their unique, elite unit inside of the barracks, and they just come with it. They're one of the. I'm pretty sure they're the quickest. They're the quickest units to be building anywhere. Barracks, archery range, stable alike. And as you can see, Iroxor has already started taking down that first castle. Speed it up just a little bit, or this will take all night long. And when I say the Goths are really good against those Britain elite longbowmen, but to counter that, the Problem is created those champions. Basically, Iroxor looks like he's only rocking some short range, either the Goths elite unique warrior and the champion, so that's really going to hurt him at the end, probably. Already started working on that second castle. is all out and open. Ooh, close. And the problem has only now started to really make those town centers to start collecting this gold, and I can hear that Iroxor has already started collecting relics. So he is well on his way to controlling pretty much a good portion of the map. Because he was the more aggressive one during the beginning of the map, that really gives him a chance to start capturing the entire map. Being the defending player, he's going to have to play catch up on map control. But it is possible. And as you can see, Iroxor has started building barracks at the bottom side of the map. And what that's going to do is going to be able for him to raid into the side of the problem's base and just basically harass his economy and gold. As long as he can send a few units in there and make it to where the problem rings his bell, those villagers are not collecting gold, and it's really hurting him. As I was saying, it's doing exactly what I was saying. It's really going to hurt him. Those villagers are not collecting gold. Nothing's coming to his economy. As long as he can keep them in those town centers, he is accomplishing his goal. But one thing, you really have to make sure that just because you're raiding your enemy doesn't mean you can lack on the front lines, or you're going to lose your army really quickly. It's kind of what's going on right now. Doesn't have much of an army on the front lines, but he is harassing both of the sides of his bases. As you can see, he's going to be a little more successful on the top side, being able to take out all of the problems, villagers, and possibly this town center that he was trying to expand at the top of the map. As you can see, for Iroxor, the Goths are very expensive. They're one of the more expensive civilizations in the game for gold and food alike. Not too expensive on the whole wood, but very expensive on the gold and food. And that's why you see in some of the a couple of the most expensive civilizations on the food are obviously the Persians and the Goths. So that's why if you're ever playing with the Goths and you're making those unique units inside the barracks, you always want to make sure that you're going to start a heavy food economy pretty early. And what is Iroxor doing? Just sending those villagers in to make a town center at that castle about to take those rooms. But he has noticed it and is pulling them back. And as you can see, problem really has his economy rolling, and since he is the Britons, he's really going to want to start trying to cut down some wood pretty quickly, because I'd say that's actually one of the more used resources with the Britons. And as you can see, well, food too. His food's pretty low, and as you can see, his wood is a lot lower than Iroxor's. Iroxor's definitely not really collecting any food or any wood yet, as of yet, but he still has plenty. That's a part to not making any archers or anything siege. Probably the only thing he's really spent on wood is for trebuchets and buildings. Boy, he has spent a lot of wood on trebuchets. The problem has done an excellent job stopping all of these raids. But it looks like Iroxor's gearing up for another raid at the bottom of the map, trying to take out that side. But the problem says, I got you. I'll get you before you get me. And both players have kind of subsided on their whole front lines. More so gearing up for the side attacks at the top of the map and the bottom of the map. Let's see, I do believe Iroxor does have 2 relics with him, and he is doing really well at capturing pretty much the entire map. There's really only one gold pile really that's untouched and not being mined yet. See how those those Goths just rip through those Briton longbow archers. You really need, if you're ever the Britons facing the Goths, I would say you really need a combination of your longbow archers along with some kind of short range. And I'm really blanking on what kind of unit is good against the Goths special unit. And then also a good unit to counter the Britons' longbowmen are obviously your little skirmishers. I don't know why, there's a lot of units inside this game. I just have a hard time pronouncing. And Iroxor just started making the cheapest unit inside the game. Gotta love it. And I'm sure Iroxor doesn't even notice those longbowmen there, just taking out villagers as they pass by. Iroxor is constantly sending this, being able to kill the problem's army. But what he really needs to do is he had a ton of trebuchets. Where are they? There they are. He really needs to put those to use. What I would do is bring them all the way around, drop them down here, and really start taking out this little base that the problem has going at the bottom of the map. He's really not putting them much to use. He's just letting his units just take out the problem's army. Let's see, Iroxor currently has... Uh-oh, and that's game. Game over. 33 minutes, and we do have the problem resigning. So Iroxor has defeated the problem. And wow, that was a pretty unexpected resign. I would have thought the game would have gone a little bit longer. I think he had a little more in him, but he just didn't feel like continuously taking those constant raids at the top and bottom of the map. So GG both players, and we'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to visit AOC Realm. Make sure you register in the forum, sign up for the upcoming tournament, and you all have a good one.